Hey guys, welcome to the Diamond District. So today I wanted to talk about the importance of keeping your word. Every day you keep your word, meaning you execute the things you say you're going to do in every capacity, in every area of your life. What you're doing is you are putting together the bricks that are going to build the foundation of who you are, who you're going to be, and ultimately the empire that you're going to look back at that you would describe as your life. Now, I'm going to give a very small example, but I really want you to extrapolate what I'm trying to say. So for the past 3 days, I've been waking up around 5:30 because I made the commitment that, and I need to start waking up earlier due to all of the workload that I have working on all these different things. And if I don't have enough time, I'm not going to get better at these things individually, as well as just ultimately make a quantum leap in my productivity and my results, because I'm entering a phase of my life where I'm not just tired of who I used to be, I'm just eager to see something different from myself. So this morning, I woke up at 5:30 as I usually would within the past few days. And because I really only got like 3 hours of sleep, I just went back to sleep because I knew my shift would be very soon. And I was just like, I'm probably going to end up falling asleep on my shift. Let me just get like a few more hours of sleep, turn 3 into 5. And when I woke up, I didn't feel rested. Instead, what I felt was regret. And that might seem like, okay, so the point is, I would have felt so much better about myself, about the day. I would have found a solution. I would have been able to figure it out. I would have been able to get through it if I just kept my word. But because I didn't, it just put me in this weird space, in this weird emotional pocket. And it's so funny because I was trying to figure out, like, I only just got 2 extra hours of sleep. Like, what's the deal? And then I realized what the issue was. The issue was, whatever has changed in me has changed so deeply that it's just become incredibly sensitive to me not keeping my word. And what I want you to extrapolate is this. There's something called the compound effect. And as per the compound effect, everything matters. So all of your actions, all of your decisions, all the things that you do, all the things that you don't do over time, they compound into tangible results. So first it's small, then it's noticeable, then it's unavoidable. Now, the compound effect works both ways. It can be incredibly positive, which is what people tend to see in the stock market, which is what people tend to see in their health, their physical fitness, their relationships when they consistently make good choices in those areas. And it can also be really bad when you disregard, when you abuse, when you aren't careful, when you aren't purposeful. All these things matter. They all compound into these results that are just either going to be a great bonus, a great joy in your life, or just it'll feel like you kept making the worst decision you ever could have made, and it seems so small at first, but it just snowballed into this how did I get here moment. So I felt the way I felt, and I was so sensitive because I understand the power of keeping your word. When you are on your journey of trying to get to wherever you're trying to get to, whatever you set your sights on, the number one thing that's going to get you there is consistency. And consistency is truly built by just simply executing, of course, but there's an in-between between a goal and execution, and that is a commitment. And that commitment is you verbally speaking, like, that is what I'm going to do. This is what I intend to do. This is my plan. And here's what happens when you keep breaking your word. You don't believe yourself. And when you don't believe yourself, you don't believe in yourself. And this is something that I'm currently dealing with now. I'm currently struggling with now, where things that I know Like intellectually, I know that by doing this, this is gonna make me better. By having this habit, it's gonna make me wiser, it's gonna make me stronger, it's gonna make me more focused. But because I don't believe in myself, or I'm overturning that, but because in the past, I have not believed in myself, whenever I'll get into something, there's a part of me that doesn't believe that what I'm doing is gonna work out for me specifically. Not that it doesn't work, but it doesn't work for me. And that comes from not believing in myself. And that comes from watching me break my word over and over again. And it doesn't matter if it's small. That's really one of the things I'm really trying to point out. It doesn't matter if it's small, if you think it's meaningless. All of that shit counts. And because you know what they say, like, you are a sum total of all of your decisions. And that's really just from the branch of really studying the compound effect. You really are a sum total of all of your life decisions, all of the things that you've been through. So I almost want to say it's like one part of you is everything you've been through, like your traumas and all of that stuff. And the other part is all of the decisions you've made in your life, one influencing the other, or vice versa. So if you have decided that you want to make something of yourself, you want to see a different side of life, a different side of yourself you've never seen before, one of the first things you're going to have to do, you're going to have to make this decision every moment of every day, is to keep your fucking word. Because when you don't, just on the most basic level, it just doesn't feel good. It just doesn't feel good. But when you are the type of person who keeps your word, and trust me, this happens to everybody who's done it consistently, when you come around a person who says one thing and does another, you look at them fucking crazy. You look at them like, but I thought you said, but I thought you said, but I heard you say. And it's crazy that you may not be saying all of those things verbally, but that's what's happening subconsciously. If you want to find inner peace in the most simplest way, you have to be fully aligned with how you're feeling, what you're thinking, what you're doing, and what you're committing to do, your word. If you align yourself with your word, everything is always going to be okay. Sending you love.